come Harmanpreet Kaur, Jamima, Deepti. And I think that is what has changed because victory changes it all. 83 World Cup, we won, all changed. 2011 when Dhoni team won, all changed. And now Harmanpreet Kaur team has won and things will change for better. And asking the moment, I think that knock by Jamima, that was something unbelievable because beating Australia, they were hot favorites, but how we chased that mammoth total, I think that tells the story of Team India. And yes, Amol Majumdar, the coach of Team India, he could not play for India. Unfortunately, he scored a plethora of runs in domestic cricket. But now God has compensated. He is the coach of the winning World Cup team.
Ritinder, you spoke briefly about the 1983 win and what that meant for India, where that took Indian cricket on the world stage. And everyone's drawing that parallel, that this is the 1983 moment for the women's cricket team. Would you agree to that? Or would you say that they have shaped up their own story and this is very, very different than anything that anyone else has seen?
Look, we have to at par, compare this victory to 1983. Kapil Dev men and Harmanpreet women. Yes, you have to give it to BCCI also because the infrastructure provided by BCCI in nurturing these young girls is massive. There is a tournament all across India. Every tournament is being videographed. There are coaches, there are physiotherapists, there are trainers all along with the women team, and they get lot of matches. There are India A matches happening for all these women, and it's so very important to get that important practice to score runs in these important games. And yes, I'm sure things were getting better, but after this victory, after this trump, maybe men might feel a bit jealous because women might get all the facilities.
Okay, lovely. Ritinder, we'll come back to you in just a few seconds. I do want to go across to my colleague Vineet on that note once again. Vineet, who clearly stole the show? This was not a one person's performance that took us past the finish line. There were several contributors, but who was that one shining star that stood out for you? Shafali Verma could not go wrong. Deepti could not go wrong. There are so many who are to be credited with this victory and clinching the World Cup, but what are your personal thoughts there?
Well, you don't win championship by individual performance or individual brilliance. You started off with Smriti Mandhana, who ended up the tournament as India's highest run getter. You had Shafali Verma coming in like a destiny's child, a person who was not even in the picture 2 weeks back. She comes in, scores 87, and more, beyond that picks up 2 wickets as well. Deepti Sharma, 50 half century and 5-wicket haul in the final. I mean, there are great bowlers who don't go. Go without the careers, without a 5-wicket haul, but she has a 5-wicket haul in the final and a half century. So it's very tough to pinpoint on somebody who is that shining star. Then there's also Amanjot Kaur, that catch. I mean, Ritinder Singh Sodhi was talking about that Kapil Dev moment, that catch of Laura Woodhart would remind everybody of that Kapil Dev catch of Beverages of 1983 and that direct hit of Amanjot Kaur. Harmanpreet led with such great calmness and leadership quality. Jamima Rodriguez playing that gem of an innings, no pun intended there. 127, one of the greatest Indian women's ODI knock after Harmanpreet's 171. So it's very tough to pinpoint on something, but if you have to look at the final, it has to be Deepti Sharma. Yes, Shafali Verma walked away with the man of the match, player of the match award with that 87 and 2 wickets. But Deepti Sharma, the all-rounder, scoring a half century, picking 5-wicket haul, that's the rarest of rare things, and she's been part of this Indian setup for such a long time.
But even before Deepti, Vineet, Shafali Verma set the tone, right? That was the turning point in the game. After pulling off that stunning 87, who would have thought Harmanpreet would trust her with the ball? She ended up doing that. What do you think was the decision-making aspect of that entire story? Why do you think Harmanpreet went for Shafali? 2 stunning wickets followed and then the brilliant 5 wickets clinched by Deepti.
Well, this was something Harmanpreet was asked during the post-match presentation, and she said, Shafali had scored such amazing runs, 87. She was in form. Her heart felt that, she should give the ball to Shafali Verma. And remember, Shafali Verma in all her ODI career has only bowled 14 overs across her ODI career.
And 4-year ODI career. So it's not even a really long ODI career. It's just 4 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
But in 4 years, just 14 overs she has bowled. And these are the kind of like luck or what you call masterstroke that probably India needed, that 0.1 chance or percentage of luck that India needed, something that went their way. And Shafali Verma producing the goods with the ball. She dismissed the top players of South African team, Sonelus and Marizan Camp, and that really changed the momentum. So it was Harmanpreet Kaur's gut feeling that she went with her. But beyond that also, to put in Shafali Verma in a crucial semi-final fixture and the final fixture when Pratika Rawal was injured, India could have gone with a conservative approach and probably could have somebody else. But they thought, you know what, we are going to bring in Shafali Verma, a very mercurial player. If she plays, she plays well. If that does not happen, it doesn't look good. But they banked on her, and she provided you with the goods. And very interesting anecdote here with Shafali Verma is that it was kind of a redemption arc for her as well. If you remember 2022 World Cup T20 final against Australia, she dropped a simple catch of Alicia Haley. She went on to score a match-winning performance there, and India lost the game. And the visuals of Shafali Verma crying was one of the most poignant visuals from that game. 5 years on, look at how Shafali Verma's redemption arc has been complete. 87 in the final, 2-wicket haul, smiles gleaming all over her, kind of as Rinku Singh would say, and it was the destiny for India.
And Shafali is among the only two members of the playing 11 who've had the chance to clinch the trophy or lift the trophy twice now after the Under-19 World Cup win. Rutinder, they do say third time's the charm, and that's clearly the case, or is the case with the women of the country who've made all of us so very proud after 2007, 2015, 2005, 2017. Finishing as runner-ups, now finally lifting the trophy, and we've been obsessed with those visuals all night long. How do you think that story has evolved since 2017? Harmanpreet was someone who actually rose to fame, and she did pull off a few splendids before that too, but she was truly spoken of post 2017, post that total she managed against Australia. Ever since, there's been no looking back for her. Her story's been one of not giving up too. She's been one of the highlights through this journey, don't you think?
Yeah, a girl from Punjab, a girl from Moga has done it, and it's not easy at all. There's so much of hard work in this. We see the moment of winning the World Cup. We see the moment of these girls performing in a high-pressure game. But how they struggle at the home centers, they give day in, day out, go early morning practices, gyms, nursing their body from injuries, and then getting runs in the all-important domestic games. And then they get their name in Team India. And yes, Harmanpreet Kaur, as you said, from 2017 onwards, and you have to give it to the management also, because the preparation behind this World Cup has been brilliant. If you talk about playing against Australia in those 3 important ODIs, 2 in Chandigarh, 1 in Delhi, that gave the much needed impetus to Team India. Playing Australia, I think that is what preparation is all about. And that is where I think BCCI did so very well. It's so very important to get the matches under your belt before a premier event. And Indian team was well prepared, and what we saw last evening, I think these scenes will go on for months together now, because yes, we all will have goosebumps, because this victory has really made months and years for our country, India.
Oh yes, and it indeed was something that the women were waiting for a long time. Rutinder, will come back to you in just a bit. A lot of celebrations have been taking place. We need to quickly give a snippet of the same to our viewers, and then I'll come back to the both of you.
इस घर से वर्ल्ड चैंपियन निकली है अमनजोत, जो बचपन में बाहर क्रिकेट खेलती थी। आज वो सपना लग रहा है कि शुरुआत की थी 2016 से 2025।
हाँ जी, उन्होंने शुरुआत की थी, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹਨੇ सोचा सी मुकाम तक पहुंचना, अपनी मेहनत ਨਾਲ पहुंच गई, ਉੱਥੇ पहुंची हुई है जी, और हासिल कर लिया जी।
फाइनल से पहले बात हुई होगी आपसे?
फाइनल से पहले सवेरे गल हुई सी जी।
अच्छा, क्या बोला?
बस वो कहंदी ਅਸੀਂ ग्राउंड जा रहे हैं, मैं बेस्ट विशेस देती थी, मैं वर्ल्ड कप जीत के आना है।
फाइनली जीत गई?
हाँ, जीत गई।
अच्छा, वो दौर याद आता है कि आप एक साधारण फैमिली थे, आपका काम था, कारपेंटर हो आप, है ना, बेटी को क्रिकेट खिलाना था, आज बेटी वर्ल्ड कप चैंपियन है।
हाँ हैगी, ਹੁਣ ਵੀ ਸਧਾਰਨ ਜੀ ਕਾਰਪੈਂਟਰ ਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਹੁਣ ਵੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਜੀ, ਕੰਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਛੱਡਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ। ਚਲੋ ਵੀ ਬੇਟੀ ਨੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ, ਬਹੁਤ ਤਰੱਕੀਆਂ ਬਖਸ਼ੀਆਂ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ। ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਕੀਤਾ ਜੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ।
I'm being joined by Dana ma'am. Your first thought when you saw the last wicket fell down?
Oh my God, I jumped for joy. It was absolutely, you can make out from my voice, it is literally going away. I was so happy, especially when I saw Jemima dropping that catch. I said, I hope we are not going to let this slip away from us. But it was a great team effort. They played like champions and they deserved to win.
And when Laura was playing that knock from first over, she was opener, captain, and she was there till 39th over. She made 100, consecutive 100. What was going in your mind?
I was worried also, but also that when wickets were falling from the other end, we had to keep getting at that, and that would increase the pressure on Laura. And that one false shot of hers opened the game up completely for us.
How do you see the performances of Shafali and other who basically did everything well in all the departments?
Everybody performed. Shafali came in at the later stage, took the chance. First game she did not do well. Today was a very crucial inning she has played at the beginning with a 100-run partnership. And then coming in and opening the game with those 2 wickets, which is very, very crucial. So I think everybody performed to their limits and they've just deserved this victory, and whatever.
Okay, all right, for now we're being joined live by Manvendra Ghosh, Richa Ghosh's father. He's joining us live on the Breakfast Club. Good morning, Mr. Ghosh. First of all, many congratulations to you and your entire family. Mr. Ghosh, can you hear me? आप सुन सकते हैं मुझे?
Hello.
Sir, आवाज आ रही है?
No, I can't hear anything now.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay, sir, what we'll do is we'll try and fix that line with you. We'll just
Hello?
come back to you. Mr. Ghosh, can you hear me? Okay, I'm not sure he can hear my audio. We'll go back to him in just a few seconds. Okay, in the meanwhile, I do want to go across to Vineet quickly. Vineet, excited to have that conversation, and we're going to be reaching out to as many family members of the proud team today. Vineet, but tell us, there was so much being spoken of the total here, how, women in blue could have managed well past 320, 330, especially as far as the opening partnership is concerned. Those were the early signs that everyone was picking on. What are your thoughts on the total they managed? Because people like Laura, for instance, were spearheading the chase in a grand way. So had it not been for that one crucial wicket, things could have been a little different.
Well, the way India started, they were 151 for 1 in 25 overs. And then generally in cricket, what you do is you basically add a 200 plus to that total. And that's where you end up with in 50 over game. But you look at this was the Women's World Cup final. And at one point in time, 300s were a rarity in Women's ODI game. But in the semi-final and the final, India scored over 300. They scored nearly 300 in the final as well. So it was always going to be scoreboard pressure on South Africa. Chasing is never easy when it comes to pressure situations like a final. So 298, even though they could have scored over 330 or near about 340 if they had done well in the last 10 overs. South Africa bowled well. You have to tip your hats to them as well. They really pulled it back in the last 10 overs as well. But having said that, 298 was still a very, very, very good total, and it had needed South Africa to, get to a record chase to overcome that. And from India's perspective, they knew it was Laura Woolward's wicket. If that wicket was there, if she was still batting, South Africa had a chance. And they were waiting. They put on the pressure on Laura Woolward, and the stroke that she played, it was out of pressure. It was a false shot from her because a lot of dot balls that had accumulated, and she needed something to break free. And Dipti Sharma was very, very smart and clever to bowl that delivery, and Amanjot Kaur picking up that catch as well. So it was always going to be tough for South Africa. As you said, yes, it could have been 310, 320, but looking at the final of the pressure of chasing in a final, 298 was
and
a very, very
a great
good
total
score.
nonetheless. Okay, Vineet, we'll come back to you in just a bit. Mr. Ghosh is through with us. Richa Ghosh's father joins us on the Breakfast Club. Good morning, Mr. Ghosh. First and foremost, heartiest congratulations to you and your entire family, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Ghosh, how does it feel? Have you been able to speak to Richa already? Baat hui aapki?
Yeah, we were together the whole night, and like we are still in a shock. I mean, this is not something that happens every day.
Yeah.
Okay, they have made the whole nation proud, and they have shown us the dreams. They actually showed us how to dream actually, and last night they made those dreams come true. So I mean, I'm in shock actually. I'm short
Have
of
the
words.
girls
Okay.
managed to sleep at all, Mr. Ghosh? Have they had any rest?
They haven't been able to sleep at all. Okay. The whole night celebrations going on. Okay. Like still coming to terms with actually, I mean, this is something, achievement which is, I mean, we can't describe it actually in words. Okay. It's a big, big achievement. Okay. And we all are, I mean, what to say, like, very happy. So,
Richa's 34 of 24 balls is being spoken of. Her 2 splendid sixes are being spoken of. Tell us, as a father, as someone who's seen her journey through and through, what do you make of those very special moments, especially now that they're past the finish line and with such flying colours, sir?
no, like she always says the same thing. We always discuss those things, that whatever role is given to her, she will act accordingly. Okay, so when she comes into bat, I mean, if there are, say, few overs left, you have to get a good total. Okay, so she plays according to that. So, I mean, and I'm happy that she plays whatever role she plays. I mean, she plays. Okay. And any father will be proud that his daughter or son, whatever it is, has played a role. Okay, so that is the most important part for me.
Mr. Ghosh, you must tell us, because there was a time in the ongoing World Cup when the girls suffered a setback, consecutive setbacks, and they picked themselves up and they've now lifted the trophy. How did this transition happen? What was the mindset after those 2-3 losses, crucial losses, when everyone was almost giving up on their performance?
I mean, the recent performances they had, okay, against big teams, okay, like I've seen them playing really well, okay, and they were losing by a very, very small margin, okay, and at times luck was not on this side, on our side rather, but I mean, that belief, okay, that they can do it was always with us. I mean, we believed in them, okay, and they made us dream actually. And last night, they made that dream into reality. That's the main thing.
Mr. Ghosh, Richa has been speaking to all these veterans, the senior players who've had their hopes on a World Cup victory for the longest time. Harmanpreet leading the side was one such person. Has Richa shared any of these personal stories with you of what a World Cup win truly meant for everyone, but yes, for all those who'd been trying their luck every few years?
That phase hasn't come as yet. Okay, I mean, as I told you, okay, the whole night we've been together. Okay, and as of now, we haven't discussed any of those things. Okay. We are still celebrating, that's the main thing.
And the celebrations are going to go on for a while, correct?
Yeah, it'll go on for a while, definitely.
And what plans when you head home, you're back home with Richa? What are the grand plans in place? How is your hometown? How are your relatives going to celebrate with Richa?
Actually, as I told you last night, I didn't sleep. I was just going to bed when like y'all, I mean, I've come online with y'all. Okay, so I'll just take a small nap. I'm very tired. And as soon as I wake up, I'll make plans and let's see what happens.
Okay, we'll let you go because you've not slept through the night, Mr. Ghosh. But one last question. 5 years from now, how do you see Richa's career playing out now that the women have clinched their first ever World Cup title? The story or the spotlight is as much on the women's cricket team. What are your expectations? What are your hopes? How do you envision her story going forward?
No, actually, I mean, This is the highest platform that they have achieved. Okay, I mean, they can't be anything more than this. Okay, so my dream that has been fulfilled. Okay, so whatever comes, that comes as a bonus. So I'm not looking too much about the future. Okay, so let's just enjoy the moment because the moment hasn't passed as yet. Let's see what happens after that.
Okay, Mr. Ghosh, we'll not keep you waiting. Thank you so much for taking out the time, sharing that lovely story with us. And please keep up with the celebrations. We're looking forward to more behind the scenes visuals, more celebrations from across the country. Thank you. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. Good day. Bye.
I do want to go across to Ritinder on that note. Ritinder, a heartfelt father, full of gratitude. He's been finger crossed perhaps the last few hours on what this entire journey would shape up like. So he's finally breathing a sigh of relief. He's happy. He's saying we've not had the time to chat or think it through. What next is not on our mind right now. But overall, of the journey we've seen of the women who pulled off this splendid victory, who've been the reason why India is celebrating today, do you think there's a mindset shift that you've seen in the team since the World Cup campaign began? Because everyone has come out to speak post the match, post clinching the title, that the one thing that stayed consistent, remained there no matter what, was their teamwork and how they're all upping the game for each other. It's been spoken of by Harmanpreet and the rest too.
This is a very important fact you have just raised, because to win a moment, to win a World Cup moment, it takes lots and lots of hard work and planning. Yes, when we talk about 1983 World Cup, Gordon Greenidge being taken by Balwinder Sandhuji, Madan Lal taking Vivian Richards' catch. So we had all the Mahinder Amarnath playing that man of the match innings. So we had those moments last night. Harmanpreet Kaur, Shafali we talk about, and Jamima again, I think playing that very crucial cameo. And Deepti, I think she was massive. And talking gone through so much of pressure. He wanted a nap, and I can assure you, this nap will be the most peaceful and the most happiest of his lifetime. He deserves this nap. But yes, a very emotional moment for all the parents in Punjab, across India, Mumbai, Maharashtra. I think this celebration, as you said, we want those scenes behind the door, what will be happening, how they will be celebrating, because they deserve it big time.
Vineet, 20 years after playing their first World Cup final, India are bringing the cup back home. And so it's a story of not giving up, of conquering your fears and looking past your defeats to finally move on, march on. That's what the women have done here. But speaking of WPL, how much of a role do you think that has played in bringing women's cricket to the mainstream in India? Would you say that also has been one of the contributing factors to changing the women's story in cricket? Vineet, I think you're on mute.
Well, before the 2017, before we talk about WPL, we look at how 2017 was, how it was looked at after that India's heartbreak. There was a proper setup that was created. There were a lot of, as Ritinder Singh Sodhi mentioned, India A tours happening. The players were playing, state league structures were getting on very well. WPL became kind of an catalyst in a way that it happened in this World Cup cycle. Two WPLs have been done. I would not say players like a Sri Charni or a Richa Ghosh or anybody youngsters like an Amanjot Kaur were product of WPL, but they were still there as part of the league structures and setup. What WPL probably gave them was the impetus that in a big match setup against world-class players, in pressure situation, how you handle yourself. So yes, India were lucky enough to have WPL in this very much cycle, something that coach Amol Majumdar also mentioned. WPL, what it did was, it helped the Indian management to identify the talent who could be the match winners, or who could players who could be, come up with the goods when it mattered the most. And that is what WPL helped. And not just WPL, everything else what BCCI has done. Equal pay parity, you are getting elite training, elite facilities equal to a man. All of these things alongside the WPL has also in many ways contributed to India's success here. And as I said, this would be more visibility for the women team. You are going to look at, women cricketers would command equal visibility, respect as the men's team as well. And yes, be it the WPL, be it BCCI's elite training setup, India A setup, as Ritendra Singh Sodhi mentioned, the game against Australia before the start as a warm-up, the England ODI white ball series, all of them contributed
Okay,
to what
Vineet, I'm going to have to interrupt you there. A very special voice joining us once again on the Breakfast Club, Mr. Sanjeev Verma alongside Praveen Bala. Shafali Verma's parents are with us here on the Breakfast Club. Good morning, sir. मेरी आवाज़ सुन सकते हैं संजीव जी?
जी जी बोलिए बोलिए।
संजीव जी, पहले बहुत बहुत बधाई आपको, आपके पूरे परिवार को। सबसे पहले हमें बताइए, पूरा मैच देखा होगा, क्या चल रहा है तब से शेफाली से बात हुई, और जानकारी दीजिए हमें।
हाँ, बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, सभी पूरे देशवासियों को बधाई है। और बेटी से बात भी हुई थी, जैसे ऑस्ट्रेलिया मैच था उससे पहले भी बात हुई थी, तो बोल रही थी पापा के विकेट अच्छा है, अगर 2-4 ओवर में रुक गई ना फिर तो मैं बहुत अच्छा स्कोर कर दूंगी। तो सबसे मेन था क्या, ये कॉन्फिडेंस हाई लेवल पे था शिफाली का, और हमने इंस्पायर भी किया था उसको, बार बार करते रहते थे, बेटे तू बहुत अच्छा कर सकती है, तूने WPL में बहुत स्कोर कर रखे हैं, डोमेस्टिक में बहुत स्कोर कर रखे हैं, तूने वर्ल्ड कप 2020 में टीम इंडिया को फाइनल तक तू लेके गई है, तूने 200 मार रखे, तो इंस्पायर करते रहते थे। तो उसमें सेमीफाइनल में वो आउट हो गई, थोड़ी मायूस थी, लेकिन ये है कि सबसे बड़ा जो एक किला था जो ऑस्ट्रेलिया टीम, तो वो हमने ध्वस्त किया, और टीम इंडिया जो हर बार ऑस्ट्रेलिया टीम अड़ती थी उसको हरा के और फाइनल में प्रवेश किया। फिर जो काम सेमीफाइनल में नहीं हो सका वो अब फाइनल में बेटी ने कर दिया, हम परमात्मा का शुक्रगुजार हैं।
आपने सोचा था संजीव जी कि टीम में वापसी ऐसे होगी, इंजर्ड प्लेयर के बाहर निकलने की वजह से वापसी होगी, 87 रन्स बनेंगे और ऊपर से 2 विकेट, बहुत बहुत क्रूशल विकेट्स थी वो गेम में, 2 विकेट भी ली। जब वो 2 विकेट गिरी और शेफाली को बॉलिंग का मौका दिया गया, तो क्या बातचीत हो रही थी परिवार में, क्या चल रहा था?
हाँ, जैसे पिछले साल ये टीम से बाहर हो गई थी तो थोड़ी मायूस थी, लेकिन हमने यही बोला था बेटे कि डोमेस्टिक सेशन या डोमेस्टिक मैच मिलेंगे या और जो भी मैचेस मिलेंगे तो उसके अंदर तू बेस्ट करके चलना है, और BCCI बोर्ड देख रहा है, BCCI चयन करता देख रहा है, तो जो भी बेस्ट होगा वो अपना करके चलना है, और हम ऐसे ही करते रहेंगे और अच्छा करेंगे तो नज़रों में रहेंगे। तो वो नज़रों में थी, तो वो इंजरी हो गई थी प्रतिका की और शिफाली को मौका दे दिया, हम उसके BCCI बोर्ड के बहुत बहुत शुक्रगुजार हैं।
हम कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस शिफाली की माता जी को भी बोलना चाहेंगे। परवीन जी, आप क्या कहेंगी, कैसा लग रहा है? परवीन जी, मैं आपसे पूछ रही थी कैसा लग रहा है?
हेलो
जी, आवाज आ रही है?
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, हाँ बिल्कुल आ रही है।
कैसे देखते हैं इस पूरे सफर को शिफाली के, और उनका जो परफॉर्मेंस रहा कल, बहुत बहुत बड़ा हिस्सा जीत में उनका रहा है।
बिल्कुल बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है।
क्या परवीन जी, क्या आप थोड़ी आपको नींद मिली, सो पाए, या फोन ही चल रहे हैं घर में तब से?
4 बजे सोए थे, फिर सुबह 6 बजे ही मीडिया वाले आ गए, जब से लग रहे हैं नहाए भी नहीं।
परवीन जी, क्या प्लान है अब, कैसे खुशियां मनाई जाएंगी? शिफाली के घर आने पे क्या इंतजाम करेंगे, थोड़ा सा जानकारी दीजिए हमें।
देखो जी, रात को भी जश्न बना था और आज भी है शॉप पे, रेलवे रोड पे, और आएगी जब और भी ज़्यादा होगा।
परमात्मा का शुक्रिया
जी,
आप सभी की दुआएं।
ओके परवीन जी, हम आपके पास आ रहे हैं, थोड़ी देर में ही आ रहे हैं आपके पास. In the meanwhile, we're being joined by Devojit Sakya. He's going to be telling us all about the team spirit. Is going to be telling us the BCCI perspective. Mr. Sakya, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
And tell us,
Thank
sir,
you.
what really has been the story here since 2017? Everyone's been talking about the effort that's been put in by everyone, the management, staff, the women themselves. 2017 से बहुत चेंजेस आए टीम में. कितनी हद तक उसका एक रोल रहा है जो जीत कल हासिल हुई है?
Absolutely, from 16-17, but the main momentum started from 2022 when Jaisa was the secretary. Under his leadership, BCCI took some firm decisions to promote women's cricket in India. First of all, we have given pay parity to our women's cricketer at the term of international matches. Whatever the men's are getting, the women's are also being given the same match money, etc. And that has boosted the confidence of our women's cricketer. They were considered at par with our men's cricketers, who are also ruling the whole world now in the cricketing field. Thereafter, the BCCI has also introduced the Women's Premier League in alignment with the IPL for men's. So that also gave lot of confidence and lot of exposure to a wide range of girls from various corners of the country. That made women's cricket more popular, and as a result, there has been some positive signs coming up in Indian women's cricket for last 3 years. Thereafter, we are having a concerted move how to build up this team, because if you look at the performance of our team in this World Cup, there was a paradigm shift in their confidence level, their performance, their skill, but that was not done overnight. It took a long drawn scheme of things under our coach Amal Mujumdar. VVS Laxman was also there, and the whole set of technical persons who groomed these young girls into a cohesive unit, and that resulted with the trophy yesterday. So I congratulate Harmanpreet and the whole team for their fabulous performance in this World Cup, and I'm sure this will take Indian women's cricket to a different level in the coming times.
Mr. Sakya, what are these changes that were introduced apart from really giving the women the platform that was needed? It was the need of the hour. Tell us a little bit about their personal journey, for instance, their workout routines, their health regimen, their diet. What all was introduced? What changes were made, sir?
We have introduced, if you see, we have introduced from the grassroots level. We have introduced a tournament for under 15, which was not there earlier. During the course of last 2 years, we have the under 15 domestic cricket. That is basically the supply line for our senior girls, and we have a very permanent team of technical personnel who are looking after the whole regime and fitness and skill development of these girls. So they are all taken into a pool of 30 girls whom we are giving constant support and constant training so that they can perform at the highest level. Moreover, we have also given them exposure by giving them lot of tours internationally as well as in domestic circuit. If you look at our planning for this World Cup, prior to this we have the England series with white ball cricket. Then before that also we have Australia series. Earlier also we have consistent having various international exposure matches. That match temperament grooming was very important. And I'm sure all these things have culminated into the superlative performance of our team during the course of last 1 month.
Mr. Sakya, I'm going to leave you with this one question. How do you see women's cricket in India change ever since? This was one opportunity that everyone in the team, part of the journey was looking forward to, and now they've reached that point. What next for women's cricket in India?
The next point is that when India man team won the 1983 World Cup, there was a total change of the popularity of the game in the country. All the young boys wanted to become cricketers like Kapil and his other teammates. So same thing is going to happen now. Once after this World Cup victory, every young girl child will dream like they want to become like Smriti Maldana. They want to emulate the performances of Harmanpreet Kaur. They want to look after the performances of Renuka Thakur, etc. All the players will become idol, and that will give lot of encouragement to our young cricketers to go ahead in a very dedicated and sincere manner. So that they can get accolades in their career, they can get confidence in their career, and they can look forward cricket as a career for their livelihood. So this will ultimately benefit Indian women's cricket.
So you're telling us that this is going to inspire generations to come, all those who are looking
Absolutely.
at choosing the bat and really turning down each and everyone who at any point in time in their life chose to doubt them instead. Mr. Sakya, how is BCCI planning to welcome the girls and celebrate their victory? What are the plans in place? Tell us more.
Immediately as a token of appreciation, we have announced a cash reward of 51 crores to the cricket team, the whole team, including the selectors and the technical staff. So after that, because we have an ICC conference in Dubai from tomorrow, so now most of our office bearers and BCCI team will be in Dubai. So once we come back, then we'll definitely plan something big. Now the girls are eager to go and meet their parents. As you have just told, that the parents of Shafali Verma is also waiting at home. So identically, all the girls wants to go to and meet their family, because for last 6 months they are out of their touch with their family. It's the first priority. Now we allow the girls to go to their home and their home places, enjoy the moment, and definitely on celebrations in the coming days in BCCI.
Mr. Sakya, have you been able to speak to anyone already? Anyone of the team members? Have you already done your congratulations at BCCI's end?
We met personally everyone yesterday after the match, and everyone was so elated. They want to enjoy the moment, and we do not interrupt too much in their celebrations.
Yeah, and clearly they've not gotten any sleep as yet. So I think celebrations are going to spiral into another day or two. Thank you so much, Mr. Sakya, for speaking to us. Thank you so much. I do want to go across to Ritinder quickly on that note. Ritinder, you know, we're going to have to keep cutting across to all these live reactions. These are people who are feeling the victory in the immediate. So family members, BCCI, the story has been of so many people putting their hard work together and getting India to this point. Ritinder, if I were to leave you with this one question of what your hopes are from women's cricket in India, and that's what I put to Mr. Sakya as well. How do you think this is going to change in the next few years, the next 2-3 years to begin with?
Everything will change, and yes, you have to give it to, as Sakya sir was saying, to Shah sir, the way he provided that all important infrastructure to women cricket, and that is one reason we have gone on to win this World Cup. And yes, now the facilities which were always top class given by BCCI, it will improve more for the better, and hopefully by the time next World Cup comes, we'll win that again too. But now it's time to celebrate big time, because the winning a World Cup, as Sachin Tendulkar once said, that he can have hundreds of hundreds, but winning World Cup is something beyond that, and our women have done that.
Okay, thank you so much, Ritinder and Vineet, for joining us for that wonderful conversation, taking the celebrations forward this morning. And we're going to continue celebrating. But if you did, in fact, miss that feeling, the goosebumps, the noise, the moment the cup finally found its home, here's what it looked like when the women in blue scripted history. We'll leave you with this, and we'll head into a quick break then.
Time to get behind your team, the Indian women's cricket team, with their very first ICC Women's Cricket World Cup trophy.
ICC Women's Cricket World Cup India 2025 are the host nation, India.
लाल रंग इसका
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Hello and welcome. This is Sukanya Saha and you're watching CNN News 18. So we're going to start this morning's bulletin with the amazing news of India's victory. The Indian women's cricket team kept its date with history by winning its first ever World Cup with a 52-run victory over South Africa to script a golden chapter in the country's history of sporting achievements here on Sunday. Shafali Verma, the 21-year-old who till last week wasn't even in the reserves, created memories of a lifetime by scoring 87 in India's 298 for 7 and then grabbed a couple of crucial wickets to restrict the South African women to 246 in front of a packed D.Y. Patil Stadium. This season, Deepti Sharma and young Sricharani also did their bit under extreme pressure to usher in the most memorable day for women's cricket in the country.
This is the 1983 moment coming true for the women's team now. You expect great strides for women's cricket in India because of this title?
Well, I think, look, it's going to be a shot in the arm for women's cricket in India. There's no doubt about it. I mean, it has grown phenomenally over the last maybe 15, 20 years, ever since it got integrated into the BCCI and then the start of the Women's Premier League. That has seen women's cricket grow in India. But winning an ICC trophy, which has eluded the Indian team for so many years, I think will just open up a whole new horizon, a whole new vista. There'll be a lot of, there'll be, I think, a deluge of young girls wanting to play this game. And in that sense, it's right, because I think the more, the achievement sinks into the mindset of the Indians, the psyche of the Indians, I think you'll find a lot more appreciation coming in. Along with that, a lot more money and sponsorship for the game and for the players. So I see an exponential growth in women's cricket, not just in India. Remember what the 1983 World Cup victory did was not just for Indian cricket, it just kind of globally cricket exploded. And I see women's cricket, which has been more or less an also ran to men's cricket in these ICC tournaments, coming into its own from here.
Yes. Chaitanya, we saw what it means to the Indian team, isn't it? We saw Jemima crying, talking about everything she's been through after that big semi-final win against Australia. And then today we saw those glimpses of Harmanpreet. I think she was praying as she was fielding in the inner circle. Every time they cut to her, that just goes on to show what it means to all of these women.
Yes, this is great for Team India women's cricket, and even for, cricket in India, whatever it is, men or women. When you win a World Cup, it always gives you ripples and everything. So as a player, you get very emotional because, you live for this. You die for this. You always dreaming.
Welcome back. Well, Shah Rukh Khan's global popularity is unmatchable. Leonardo DiCaprio, Hugh Jackman, Ed Sheeran, Daniel Radcliffe, Tom Hiddleston, John Cena and several others, all big names from Hollywood, expressed their love for SRK as he turned 60. His aura, his charm and legacy transcend borders, making him a worldwide icon. We get you more details in this very special video.
He is a force, a legend, a megastar, the Badshah of Bollywood, the one and only Shah Rukh Khan, a name whose charm transcends border and whose fan base spans the entire globe. While the world worships Hollywood stars, Shah Rukh is the star that even Hollywood looks up to, and that includes Hollywood royalty Leonardo DiCaprio. Did you know Leonardo and SRK were once cast together in a film titled Extreme City? The film never took off, but Leo was just thrilled at the thought of working with SRK, saying it would increase his own popularity. In 2011, when Hugh Jackman visited India and was asked who could play Wolverine apart from him, his instant reply was Shah Rukh Khan. Music sensation Ed Sheeran's bond with SRK is out in the open. From his Sapphire video to his visit to Mannat, the two are buddies for sure. Ed even called SRK the biggest star in the industry. More recently, WWE legend and Hollywood star John Cena expressed his admiration for SRK after the actor described Cena as a rock star, humble and kind during an AMA session on X. Cena reposted SRK's tweet, adding that he would never forget his kindness and that SRK continues to inspire him and fans across the world. Coldplay frontman Chris Martin also gave a special shout-out to Shah Rukh Khan during his performance in Mumbai this year, saying, "Shah Rukh Khan forever." Shah Rukh too responded with love, writing, "Chris Martin forever and ever." Oh well, even wizards are not immune to SRK's magic. Daniel Radcliffe, aka Harry Potter, once shared that SRK is immensely popular in Britain and that he genuinely admires him. Robert Pattinson, Zayn Malik, Lady Gaga, Kristen Stewart, Penelope Cruz and Julia Roberts also adore King Khan. Marvel star Tom Hiddleston once said that if anyone from Bollywood could play a variant of Loki, it would be SRK. Anthony Mackie also revealed he would gladly recruit SRK as the next Avenger from Bollywood. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love Shah Rukh? For us, it's 20.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Hello and welcome. This is Sukanya Saha and you're watching CNN News 18. So we're going to start this morning's bulletin with the amazing news of India's victory. The Indian women's cricket team kept its date with history by winning its first ever World Cup with a 52-run victory over South Africa to script a golden chapter in the country's history of sporting achievements here on Sunday. Shafali Verma, the 21-year-old who till last week wasn't even in the reserves, created memories of a lifetime by scoring 87 in India's 298 for 7 and then grabbed a couple of crucial wickets to restrict the South African women to 246 in front of a packed DY Patil Stadium. This season, Deepti Sharma and young Sricharani also did their bit under extreme pressure to usher in the most memorable day for women's cricket in the country.
As this is the 1983 moment coming true for the women's team now, you expect great strides for women's cricket in India because of this title?
Well, I think, look, it's going to be a shot in the arm for women's cricket in India. There's no doubt about it. I mean, it has grown phenomenally over the last maybe 15, 20 years, ever since it got integrated into the BCCI and then the start of the Women's Premier League that has seen women's cricket grow in India. But winning an ICC trophy, which has eluded the Indian team for so many years, I think will just open up a whole new horizon, a whole new vista. There'll be a lot of, there'll be, I think, a deluge of young girls wanting to play this game. And in that sense, it's right, because I think the more the achievement sinks into the mindset of the Indians, the psyche of the Indians, I think you'll find a lot more appreciation coming in. Along with that, a lot more money and sponsorship for the game and for the players. So I see an exponential growth in women's cricket, not just in India. Remember what the 1983 World Cup victory did was not just for Indian cricket. It just kind of globally cricket exploded. And I see women's cricket, which has been more or less an also ran to men's cricket in these ICC tournaments, coming into its own from here.
Now we bring to you a special section on financial markets powered by Money Control Pro, Money Control's premium destination for investing in business insights. First up in markets, GIFT Nifty reading shows a subdued opening for Indian markets. US markets closed strong last week, which could also reflect on the Indian markets. Asian markets are trading lower in morning trades, and gold and crude oil futures are trading higher in world derivative markets. Moving on to a few sectors in particular, for asset financing, NBFCs, loan growth has been a mixed bag in Q2 financial year 26. After the GST disrupted growth, a late recovery was seen and profit margins largely benefited from lower funding cost. Asset quality held up well amid improving rural cash flows, urban market sentiment. So log into Money Control Pro to find out more about the NBFC sector, other actionable insights on markets. It is the premier destination for all investing views and financial insights you will ever need, brought to you by Money Control. And well, I hope you had a great start to the day. Last night was a night that India held its breath and women's cricket changed forever. And so that's a story that's going to be spoken of all through the day. We will see you tomorrow at 8. Bye-bye. Thanks for tuning in.
Brought to you by. This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Hello and welcome. This is Sukanya Saha and you're watching CNN News 18. So we're going to start this morning's bulletin with the amazing news of India's victory. The Indian women's cricket team kept its date with history by winning its first ever World Cup with a 52-run victory over South Africa to script a golden chapter in the country's history of sporting achievements here on Sunday. Shafali Verma, the 21-year-old who till last week wasn't even in the reserves, created memories of a lifetime by scoring 87 in India's 298 for 7 and then grabbed a couple of crucial wickets to restrict the South African women to 246 in front of a packed D.Y. Patil Stadium. This season, Deepti Sharma and young Sricharani also did their bit under extreme pressure to usher in the most memorable day for women's cricket in the country.
As this is the 1983 moment coming true for the women's team now, you expect great strides for women's cricket in India because of this title?
Well, I think, look, it's going to be a shot in the arm for women's cricket in India. There's no doubt about it. I mean, it has grown phenomenally over the last maybe 15, 20 years, ever since it got integrated into the BCCI and then the start of the Women's Premier League that has seen women's cricket grow in India. But winning an ICC trophy, which has eluded the Indian team for so many years, I think will just open up a whole new horizon.
Evade, deflect.
I will chase, dissect.
You're choosing, demanding.
I'm confronting.
decoding. No spins, fabrications,
I break news.
and revelations.
I track.
Pursue. I drill down, cut through,
You trust.
decide. Together, we will rise.
Follow the most comprehensive coverage of the battle for Bihar with the best team in English news. Only on CNN News 18.
Hello and welcome. You are watching CNN News 18 with me, Harshad. Let's begin with a historic win by Team India. The Indian women's cricket team kept its date with history by winning its first ever World Cup with a 52-run victory over South Africa to script a golden chapter in the country's history of sporting achievements. Shafali Verma, the 21-year-old who till last week wasn't even in the reserves, created memories of a lifetime by scoring 87 in India's 298 for 7 and then grabbed a couple of crucial wickets to restrict the South African women to 246 in front of a packed DY Patil Stadium. The seasoned Dipti Sharma and young Shri Charani also did their bit under extreme pressure to usher in the most memorable day for women's cricket in the country.
ICC Women's Cricket World Cup India 2025.
इंडिया की जीत पे सेलिब्रेट करेंगे और क्या करेंगे भाई. This is a defining moment for women cricket across the globe. Forget India. What men's cricket happened in '83, it's gonna be the same moment. So enjoy the moment.
अभी तक सिंक इन नहीं हुआ है. आई डोंट नो. आई थिंक इट विल टेक अस अ व्हाइल टू सिंक इन बिकॉज यू नो वी ड्रीम्ड ऑफ दिस मोमेंट सो मच. वी ऑल एज अ टीम आल्सो टुगेदर ड्रीम्ड इट and now it just feels like a dream ki oh this actually happened. That kind of feeling, that knock was really special. Not just because I got 100, but I think because we defeated Australia, which always we've come in close situations, crunch moments, and we've given it away. But this Indian team changed that. So I think I love that for that reason, that we defeated them and today we are world champions. We'll just give our lives out and you never know, magic happens.
Just 1 month prior to this tournament, they have increased the prize money of ICC World Cup Women's from 3.88 millions to about 14 millions. That is, there is a upshoot of about 300% of the prize money. That is for the teams to receive it. But as a wonderful performance today in DY Patil when they have defeated South Africa to win the championship, BCCI is elated, and without touching anything from the ICC's kitty, BCCI on its own is going to pay as a reward of 51 crores to the Indian team. That amount will go to the players, the selectors, as well as the support staff.
I really don't have words, sir, क्योंकि हम ये मोमेंट विजुअलाइज कर चुके हैं. हम लोग बात करते थे, अभी हो गया है, तो अभी इसको ऐसे सोक इन करने में बहुत टाइम लग रहा है. वर्ल्ड कप जीतने के बाद वुमेन्स क्रिकेट कैसे इवॉल्व होगा, हम सब बहुत वेट करेंगे. फीलिंग तो अभी पता नहीं चल रहा है ऑनेस्टली. बस ऐसा है कि मैच जीत गए, बट अभी तक तो फीलिंग पता नहीं चल रहा है कि क्या ये इतनी बड़ी चीज है कि क्या है पता. डीवाई पाटिल तो हमारे लिए हमेशा से लकी है. हम यहाँ पे आके कुछ अलग ही मैजिक करते हैं सबके सब.
इस घर से वर्ल्ड चैंपियन निकली है अमनजोत, जो बचपन में बाहर क्रिकेट खेलती थी. आज वो सपना लग रहा है कि शुरुआत की थी 2016 से 2025.
हाँ जी, उन्होंने शुरुआत की थी ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹਨੇ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਸੀ ਮੁਕਾਮ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚਣਾ, ਆਪਣੀ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਨਾਲ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਗਈ, ਉੱਥੇ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਜੀ. ਉਹ ਹਾਸਿਲ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ ਜੀ ਉਹਨੇ.
फाइनल से पहले बात हुई होगी आपसे?
फाइनल ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਸਵੇਰੇ ਗੱਲ ਹੋਈ ਸੀ ਜੀ.
अच्छा, क्या बोला?
बस वो कहने ਅਸੀਂ ग्राउंड जा रहे ਹੈਗੇ ਆ. मैं बेस्ट विशेस देती ਸੀ फिर वर्ल्ड कप जीत के आना है.
फाइनली जीत गई.
हाँ, जीत गई.
अच्छा, वो दौर याद आता है कि आप एक साधारण फैमिली थे, आपका काम था, कारपेंटर हो आप, है ना? बेटी को क्रिकेट खिलाना था. आज बेटी वर्ल्ड कप चैंपियन है.
हाँ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੁਣ ਵੀ ਸਧਾਰਨ ਜੀ. ਕਾਰਪੈਂਟਰ ਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਹੁਣ ਵੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਜੀ. ਕੰਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਛੱਡਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ. ਚਲੋ ਵੀ ਬੇਟੀ ਨੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ, ਬਹੁਤ ਤਰੱਕੀਆਂ ਬਖਸ਼ੀਆਂ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ. ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਕੀਤਾ ਜੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ.
And we are joined by Vineet Ramakrishnan on this broadcast. Vineet, now that the Indian team has created history, is this now a